First of all, I want to thank Chris for being such an open, wonderful, thoughtful, intentional person. I mean, that's what I admire so much in people, is just their openness. I mean, that's just all I ever ask, is that people just remain open and never say never. That's all I can ask. And meeting so many people and having the pleasure to watch other people's transformations, I cannot explain what that's like. It is such a gift for me to experience that. And I still have that email that you sent me. I still have it. It's in my special folder. And actually, it's pretty high up there. I started this folder early on, and yes, sometimes I'll sort it funny, and your email just pops up. So I'll sit every so often. I think we did eating, so I'm sending it. Pops up. So thank you. And I want to also thank Ghost of Berlin. It's so special to me. I know for those who are podcast listeners, it probably is kind of a hoot to hear it live, but the Compassionate Cooks theme song, I know, is close to so many people's hearts, and it's such a great story. I didn't write it. I'll take credit though. We collectively wrote that song. We did not. I did not write it. They wrote it. David, my husband, and his band, Ghost of Berlin, who, by the way, has a gig coming up in mid-June, and there are CDs in all of your gift bags, so please do not leave without a gift bag. There's their EP in the gift bag with some information about their upcoming gig. And so for the DVD, a few years ago, I think 4 years ago now, we wrote this, I didn't write it, we came up with this song, because I really wanted a song for the DVD, and David came back and played some stuff, and some of it was okay, and they played this little riff, and it was so awesome, and I loved it, and that became the song for the DVD. And Mark and Cherie, who were part of the DVD, it's okay, Cherie, we talked about how when we were editing the DVD, we would hear the song over and over and over and over, and how we still loved it, like it just never got tiresome. So when it came time to do the podcast, and I started the podcast 3 years ago, I needed a song. I needed a little theme song, and I think we were going to maybe write something, and then I thought, let's just right now tap on this little ditty, and I used it for the podcast, and I think I mentioned at some point that maybe we'll change the theme song, and I can't tell you the hate mail I got, just because I wanted to maybe update, so we'll never change the song now for the podcast, and so I love it, it's just happy, and it just expresses exactly what I want, and so it was really wonderful to have you guys play it live. Thank you so much. And so they're going to be playing some more music of theirs. Unfortunately, the lead singer, Damon, is out of the country, poor thing, in Berlin, and so he couldn't be here tonight. But Ghost of Berlin will play some of their songs for you after, so please stick around for that. I also want to thank everyone who made the food for tonight's party. Obviously, everything coming up. You're awesome. All of my wonderful friends and volunteers. It's amazing. I've not tried cooking it. I tried everything in the kitchen before now. But everything's from the vegan table there. So it's just wonderful to be able to share that with you. So thank you for all your help on that. And I also want to thank Numi. Is this space beautiful or what? Yeah. And thank you to Renee. Raise your hand, Renee. Renee's all the way back there. And it's because of Renee we're in this space. Renee came to a cooking class of mine a couple months ago and introduced herself, and she knew I was a tea freak. She actually came in with a little joyful vegan shirt, trying to impress me. It did impress me, and she brought me some booty, and it was good, it made me. So, so we just connected, and so she's like, I don't know, maybe you want to consider having an event or something like the book party, and I was like, I'm trying to figure out where to have the book party. She's like, oh, maybe. So it's a pleasure for me, so thank you, Renee. And I also want to thank my mom, who came from New Jersey to come to this. Feeling the love. So as Chris mentioned, I do a couple different things at Compassionate Cooks, and for those who don't know who Compassionate Cooks is, the mission of Compassionate Cooks is to empower people to make informed food choices and to debunk myths about vegetarianism, veganism, and animal rights. And so I do this in a number of ways, the cooking classes and the cookbooks and the podcasts, but I really Lori and Pam. Pam's over here, and Lori. Lori's been helping me in my cooking classes for 7 or 8 years, and they just show up and they just rock, and they make the classes run so smoothly, and they're so generous with their time, and I'm just so grateful. And Lori will be moving on. It makes me very sad, but she moved an hour, 2 hours. We're like 2 hours away now, and so she would still come every month and come and support my cooking classes, and it's just got too much, and I totally understand, but I will miss you very much. And thank you for all your support. Pam as well. Pam's gonna be phased now. I understand. It's been a while, and Pam just shows up, and they just rock. It's just awesome. Thank you so much, Pam. And maybe we'll be seeing faces in the cooking classes. But seriously, the volunteers I have that help me run Compassion Cooks, and it's amazing. We even have some folks here from Texas, Danielle and Stephen, who do print for me. They print for me. So every flyer you see and brochures and everything, they're just amazing. It's just a blessing to be on the receiving end of so much generosity. So thank you both very much. Basically, what else do I want to say? I mean, I also have to thank a very important person who is the unpaid CTO of Compassionate Cooks, who spends every spare moment of his days supporting Compassionate Cooks technologically, and that's my husband, David. He's my partner in this journey, and he makes it possible to do this work both emotionally and technologically, frankly, which is amazing. I would not be able to do this. I wouldn't have a website, it would be broken, or I wouldn't get to do all the things I want to do. Because I'll come up and I'll be like, okay, we have 3 days to build an entire membership program. Can we do that by the Monday? And okay, so we spend a whole weekend. He says yes, and we do it. And I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. And just a couple other individuals before I finish. Kelly, who's my wonderful intern, really put this party together. She did so much work for this party, and I want to acknowledge and thank her. Kelly is been taking the registration. So you met her first time. And Michael has been my right-hand man. You are the bomb. Thank you. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. It really means so much to me. Really, the people who make it run also are the people who support the work by buying the cookbooks and listening to the podcast and coming to the cooking classes. Like Chris said, I know people want this information, and that's pretty much where I start from. That people want this information, and it's my pleasure to be able to give it to them. And that's what's so exciting. I just don't buy into it. People are lazy, they don't want to change, they don't want to do anything differently. No, they're not. They're confused and they're disempowered and they don't know what to do. And I am very grateful to be able to give them the tools and resources so they can live according to their own values. So it's really because of all of you that we're even here today. The vegan table came about unexpectedly. I didn't expect it to come out. Did you, Chris? No? You did? Okay, good. You didn't tell me, because I did not expect to write a second cookbook. I wrote The Joy of Vegan Baking and was very proud of it. I just felt like there was no other book out there like that really gave people all these traditional, familiar recipes for baking and just demystifying that whole baking thing and giving it to them just full on, just familiar. And so I was really pleased to do it, and I was like, okay, thanks, bye-bye, it's done with the book. And then my publisher wrote to me like not long after the book came out, and they're like, okay, great, so you want to talk about that second book? What are you talking about? Like, what second book are you talking about? You guys were like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, we'd like to talk about the second book. What do you want to do? And I was like, what are you talking about? I really had no intention of writing a second book. And so they threw out some ideas, and I kind of shot them all down. I'm open-minded, but I really don't want to just do something for the sake of doing it. And I was